Hi there. Welcome to paradise. Oh my God. The sun is shining. There's an incredibly wonderful breeze over the lake. It's just the right amount of sun shining, warmth, and cool breeze. Let me see if I can do without my glasses because I can see better. What an amazing day. So I want to talk about, and I do this a lot. I know I talk about this a lot. Hi, Sandy. Um, about the blessings in our lives, the little things. Can you hear the bell in the background? That's an Emmy. That's a flying pig that one of the um, lipedema ladies sent me. That I keep it so that when the breeze comes, it rings and it reminds me of our community and what we're doing, and of Mary, this absolutely wonderful lipedema lady from Ohio. I think she's from Ohio. She's from the Midwest. She's from the mid. So she's not from the middle. Oklahoma, maybe. Anyway, I'm such an East Coast person. I always laugh at myself because there used to be a map that was like um, East Coast, West Coast, and then the middle. And everything else was in the middle. Oh my God, I feel like it's kind of an arrogance. I just don't know the middle of the country like I know both sides of it. But anyway, I'm talking about blessings and I'm talking about, so here are the things that I want to share that are blessings. So I've been to the pool 4 times this week. When I started to try and get to the pool, I could barely get there once a week because it was so time consuming. Because I have mobility issues, just, getting dressed, getting myself to the pool. I use a rollator or walker to get from the parking lot to the pool area at the Y because I can't walk it yet alone with even with just a cane. So, and I can't tell you I mean, I would start getting dressed and then I would sit on the toilet and cry. Oh my God. Now I'm loving it, just loving it. And I'm noticing little by little by little that my mobility is improving, that I'm walking better, that I'm not getting out of breath so quickly, even when I'm going from the car all the way to the pool area. I used to have to stop 3 or 4 times, which is crazy, and I actually would ask them to make sure they had a bench or a, um, a folding chair so that I could get all the way to the pool. So funny. And so these are the little things that I keep noticing. And I keep thinking to myself, oh my God, what a blessing. Where would I be without this community? Where would I be without, um, you know, the staff that I work with, the different lipedema things that we do week after week after week, the classes that, um, so we're now in the middle of the medical go bag, which is emergency preparedness. And like I say, the community. So Julie, who I love, posted uh, a, a little accordion um, like an envelope that for all the paperwork. So I immediately ordered it. There were a few, there were a number of them, but I found the one I liked in the color that I like, which is sort of like a pinky salmon blush. And I'm making this whole emergency preparedness a total delight because it's just, you know, I think what I keep learning and relearning and having to remind myself of again and again and again and again that self care is not selfish. Self care is not selfish. I grew up with the belief that if I took care of myself, it was a selfish act. I didn't know this was going to come out today. But as I'm doing these little things, I mean, the accordion thing cost $6.99. I got so excited when it arrived, and now I'm starting to do the stuff in it. Let me see. People are putting comments in. Let me catch up on the comments. Oh my God. Thank you, Sue. Sue said I look good. No, she didn't say that. She said I look beautiful. Oh, oh. So Jenny is from the UK in the Isle of Wight. She's saying there's still a heat wave. Oh, yeah. So the weather here right now is wonderful. Marsha, who's one of our team members in the medical go bag. Oh, Lisa. Oh, Lisa, how nice to see you. I feel like it's been forever. And Marcia said the same thing. So nice to see you in the chat. Uh, um, oh, thanks, Jenny. There's like, although it's hard, yeah. Oh God, wonderful. Here's oh oh hi Lisa. So great to see you. Sending you much love. I hope all is well. So so I'm gonna go back to talking about this self care when I grew up with the idea that it was selfish to take care of myself. And now I relish in it. And yet, you know, my taking care of myself is in little ways. It's not, you know, it's not yet huge, massive stuff. It's being here on this incredibly beautiful deck that I feel so blessed by. I was, so here's what happened. I've been on the deck a lot because the weather's been so spectacular. And I had something that I needed to do. And the umbrella was open because the sun was shining and it was hot. And I went inside. I think it was a quick meeting or something like that, but I went inside for it. And in the 40 minutes that I was inside, we got out of nowhere a rainstorm, which happens on the lake. It's absolutely gorgeous. So the rainstorm came, and so I'm inside, and I'm like, what should I do? Well, within about 5 or 10 minutes into the rainstorm, the wind can come across the lake, whoosh, whoosh, it comes across, and the umbrella broke in half. The whole thing collapsed. So I looked at it and said, "Oh, can I get this fixed?" And it's like, "Nope, not going to happen." So I immediately offered. I got a new umbrella, And but then I had to figure out how to get rid of the old umbrella because it's not something I could just, you know, even take apart because it broke open, of course. So I ended up hiring this young kid, and like I talk about blessings, and this young kid is probably 20, 22, just graduated college and was in the middle of looking for a job and was doing, odds and ends because I looked for a handyman. And he says to me, well, we can't put this in your trash. He said, but he had access to a dumpster. He said, you know what? Why don't I just take it and put it in the dumpster for you? And I'm like, oh, yes, that would be lovely. It's a blessing. These little things are a blessing. So, and I want to talk about things that are much bigger than that. As most of you know, I was very, very sick for a long time, and now I'm getting better. And, it was a very long and slow process, little by little by little. And of course, seeing Dr. Perry, which I still do. It's been 2 years that I've been seeing him. And, and I was writing. I'm in the midst of writing, editing with Siobhan and Joanna the book. And oh my God, I can't wait for you all to read it. It is such a celebration of all of, there are almost 80 stories in the book. They are each one magnificent and honest, some of them gutsy, some of them sad, some of them funny. They're all the different faces that we all have as lipedema ladies. And oh, well, I hemmed and hawed because, quite frankly, I am so much better in the background. Um, but I felt it was important to tell the story of what happened since I almost did kick the bucket, as they say. I got so sick. I was very life threatening back a couple of years ago, when I had a couple of surgeries, and then thank God for Dr. Perry, who's been able to help me help myself and keep my lymph moving. And I'm going to say it with such gratitude, but I'm down almost 70 pounds. Now, remember, I gained almost 100 pounds when I was so sick from the lymph fluid not moving. So, but it's been a very slow, steady, gentle. I mean, I've never been gentle around this stuff. And I am so, so happy to have this. And I'm sharing all of this because I want to say it's the little things that end up making a difference in our lives. What are the little things that you can look at with gratitude? Let me see. I got to put my glasses on again to see some of the comments. Everybody's welcoming Lisa. Yeah, Lisa, people have missed you. I missed you. Oh, Sue, yes. It's not too late to send your story. I'm I have I have had all of the stories for a long time, but I will do what I can to see where I can include yours. We have stories at different lengths in the book. There are what I call anchor stories, where it's someone's story, like kind of from soup to nuts, and then we have echoing stories, where other stories sort of mirror what someone else is said and sort of reinforces it. And then we have little vignettes. The book is called Voices of Lipedema in her own words. And what's so interesting about it is I've been working on it a lot. That was my vision for this deck, that I would be able to sit out here and write. And that's what I've been doing. I had promised the publisher that we'd get a completed manuscript to her by the end of the summer, and I'm about to send the first a couple, like half the book. Anyway, what it does is it paints the picture. It in all of the voices. The voices are little by little by little, like I'm talking about small acts, but describe lipedema and all of its challenges, all of the different things we've had to learn, the support of the community. So many of the women talk about how the community has been supportive. Hi, Jenny. Yes, it will be the same publisher. Hammersmith Health Books in London is publishing. And when we started, we started with the medical textbook. That felt like that was the most important, and that took us 3 years. Then I've been doing a lot of the interviewing. So, yeah, so a lot of what we have is interviews that have then been turned into stories, where people's voices are talking about their life with lipedema. Also, I have over 10 years of video and recordings of people who've told their stories in classes, and thank God everyone signed release forms. So, so we're taking some of that. But then what we decided, and again, I'm working with Siobhan Huggins and Joanna Dudek and Dr. Carmody, and the four of us are really editing and putting this all together. Um, that we made everything anonymous. So rather than any one person claiming their story, we did the stories in a way that it's almost like universal. And it absolutely is gorgeous. When I spend this much time on something and then I reach the place where I read it and I go, oh my God. And also, I have to say that we complement each other. I tend to come from, my background is academic, so my writing style is a little more academic than I'd like, but what can I tell you? Um, I spent years and years reading and editing dissertations and master's theses and all that kind of stuff. So this is a lot different. So I've been toning down, and Siobhan has been adding lots of great editing to my more academic style. So all I can say is it's working. Okay, more things. Let me see. Same publisher, yes. Oh, thank you, Sandy. She says I think it's wonderful. Um, it's so important that the voices will be heard, and perhaps doctors will listen, read, and believe. Oh my God, thank you. These are great comments. I think it's wonderful you're telling women's stories. The stories help us feel less alone in our journey. Uh, that is exactly why Um, and I started talking about putting this book together almost 14 years ago. I actually have an early table of contents for the book, for this particular book. And of course, it's changed over the years. And it's a much better book now than it would have been then. But also, it's letting women tell their stories. It's the one thing that I've found. Oh, oh, Lisa, you always make me stop and think. Oh, oh my God. Here it is. Hope there's some stories about navigating lipedema and work. So important and so glad you're doing this. Oh my. All right. I have to get more work stuff. I have not focused on that because it hasn't been a major focus of people's conversation, to be honest. But I do know a couple of people who um, I hope might be willing to share a story or two. Anyway, um, so if you're willing to be a pre reader, we want a couple of women in the community to read sections of the book and give us some feedback. So if you're willing to do that, please send me an email. And in the subject line, put voices reader. And we're not going to give everyone the entire book, but we're going to give people sections. So send it to me directly here. I hope this is right. Let me look. Yep, there it is. Send me an email if you're willing to be an early reader for some of the manuscript because we love it. We think it's really good, but we want to get some really on. And also, if you're going to do this, you got to be honest. No tiptoeing. No avoiding hurting anyone's feelings because it's not about that. Uh, oh, I'm going to make a phone call. Definitely. Um, okay, let's see. The other thing I wanted to talk about today is since we've been doing so much of the medical go back stuff and we're doing emergency preparedness, next Saturday we're having a special fireside chat. Oh, Jenny, thank you. Send me an email and make sure you put in the chat, no, in the subject line, put voices reader because we're going to send that out to the also to the tribe community. But anyone who wants to do it, you don't have to be a member of tribe. But anyway, I'm all over the place today. Okay, let's see. Here it is registration. Next Saturday, we have a very, very special um, fireside chat coming up. And I say that with as much delicacy as I can because we're going to start looking at end of life planning. Why? Because a number of us have had life or death situations that we've come on the other side of, which is a little bit of why we're doing emergency preparedness. We had someone come very close in the emergency room and then being in the ICU and whatnot. And we said, we've got to do something about this. So that's how That's how that emerged. And a number of us have been very close to kicking the bucket. And here we are. And a couple have already passed and transitioned. And we want to give everyone an opportunity to at least think about end of life planning. So we have a guest presenter, Tiza McGraw. She's a death doula. She specializes in helping people find peace and, you know, compassion and guidance through what is inevitable. The thing that I want to say is, you know what? I'm going to die. I don't know when. I don't think it's going to be none too soon because after what I came through over the past couple of years, I think I'm hanging out for a while. But at some point, it's going to happen. So, advanced care planning, preparing for future care needs, emotional, spiritual, and legacy planning, living with dignity and confidence. So, let me get the registration link. It's not an easy link. I'll get an easier link from Isla. Let me for next for oh no, there is no next week. I'm going to send it out. There's emails. Look in your email. But here's the link to register for it. It's going to be fabulous. Okay, here it is. Screenshot it because you're never going to be able. I put it in the chat, but either screenshot it or go to YouTube to get it because I know it's in YouTube. So I have gone on and on today, and I am again so grateful. Having Lisa here was such a blessing. That's another blessing that I can add to all the ones that I'm talking about. Um, oh, Julie Rosa, thank you, thank you. I feel that you are finally where you were meant to be in life and accomplishments. Yeah, yeah, I ain't going anywhere. I'm going to finish this book, and then we are contracted for one more book. The third book is like cliff notes for clinicians on how to work with lipedema patients. We've already done a bunch of work on it, but I couldn't work on both of them, so I chose to work on voices next. And that's the one the publisher wants. The publisher wants to have that sooner than later. So, anyway, that's what we're a doing. It's been great hanging out with you today. It's just been delightful. And and I'll be out here on the deck for at least the summer and probably into the fall. And there's usually some boats here. There's a whole bunch of boats. But I want to end with one more thing. Okay, the umbrellas, I got the new umbrella back up, but I bought this absolutely gorgeous sunflower plant. And it just had all these beautiful sunflowers, and I put it out here on the deck, and I keep telling my neighbor I'm a city girl. I don't understand these things. So let me show you what happened. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it? I don't know if you can see it. Let me go closer. It turns out that the birds and the animals, probably the rabbits, they they ate most of the plant. I came out to water the plant and it was just stems. I'm laughing. Let me see. I want to make sure you can see this. Can you see that? You got to be able to. Oh, yeah, you can see it. There it is. All stems. And so um, And you can tell that, you know, everything's been eaten off of it. And then my neighbor, who is incredibly wonderful, Debbie, she tells me that that's okay because then after the animals eat all the leaves, when the flowers actually finish and they have seeds, the birds come and eat all the seeds. So much for sunflowers. But anyway, have a blessed, wonderful, wonderful week. Have a blessed, blessed, wonderful, wonderful week. I'm so happy that you stopped by. And I will see you next week.